I know NFL free agency doesn't kick off until Monday morning, but it is already here and moves are being made. The Las Vegas Raiders, they just traded for Geno Smith, and I think some more moves could be coming soon. One that could be coming in NFL free agency is D.J. Reed signing with the New York Giants. Jordan Reed of ESPN, Big Blue Insider, he projects that Reed is going to end up signing with Big Blue. We're going to break that down on today's show, and I wanted to show some love to my guy, Pretty Ricky, also known as Slick Rick. Shout out to my guy. He makes Twitter better for everybody. Saying this, the Giants have begun conversations on free agent corners. They will be in the mix for Byron Murphy, Carlton Davis, Charvarius Ward, and D.J. Reed. Expect them to go out and sign one of these top market cornerbacks early on Monday. And that's why you need to subscribe, because we are going to be live bright and early Monday morning, bright and early Tuesday morning, and Wednesday morning, all day long, breaking everything down NFL free agency. So subscribe and turn those notifications on. Welcome into Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. It's my favorite time of the year. We're going to find out if we're going to add some good football players to this roster. And the Giants, they're going to be aggressive in going out and trying to add some new corners. Could it be D.J. Reed? ESPN thinks so. And I think they are going to go out and spend big. Down at the Combine, seems like corner was a position they thought they needed to improve at. When you look at the depth chart that they have, you could see why it is a priority. You got Deonte Banks returning, who did not play well in year 2. You need a big bounce-back year for him coming in to his junior season in the NFL. Drew Phillips played really good as a rookie. Cordell Flott, he's a good depth piece. You don't have a legit CB1. If you can move Banks to CB2, Cordell Flott then becomes a flex position of your slot 2 and your outside corner 3, and you also maybe draft a rookie and sign another vet, you're going to be in a much better spot than you were last year. Renan saying this about the connection between Reed and the New York Giants. Quote, the Giants need a number 1 cornerback in the worst way, and Reed is the best option on the free agent market. He can cover and tackle, and he has already proved capable of handling the New York market. Reed might not be your prototypical shutdown corner, but the Giants will pay him as such to move across town. Last season, they gave up 7.7 yards per pass attempt, 29th in the NFL, and had only 5 interceptions, the second least of any team. ESPN in this article did something that was awesome. They had beat reporters for the Giants, Renan, beat reporter from the Falcons, and beat reporter from the Packers. And all of those guys acted as the general manager for their teams, and they submitted offers to Dan Graziano. The Giants offer from GM Jordan Renan, 4 years, $72 million, with $40 million guaranteed. The big bucks and the biggest offer of any of these, with the Falcons only given a 4-year deal worth $56 million with $33.6 guaranteed, and the Packers 4 with $15 million a year, but just $16.5 guaranteed. Graziano acting as the agent for Reed saying this, the Packers were a lot of fun to think about here, but unless they get their offer a little closer to New York's, it's a $3 million difference per year. I can't justify turning down what the Giants are giving. Plus, Reed gets to stay in New Jersey. I love this exercise, and you kind of get to see what other markets and other insiders think that Reed could get from their teams. It's very clear that he is going to get paid. He's going to get a lot of money. His agent is going to be happy, and a team is going to be getting a cornerback 1 and the player that is Reed. And when you talk about paying a corner 1, you're going to give up the big bucks. And I would not be shocked if this time next week, whether he's a Giant or he's on another team, if D.J. Reed is a part of this graphic, which is the highest paid corners in the National Football League. Maybe he's top 15 instead of top 10. But I bet he's looking at what Tyson Campbell got on his extension prior to the year, what L'Jarius Sneed getting an extension when he was traded from the Chiefs to the Titans, and he's going to be looking to get $18, $19, $17 million per year. And he deserves it. It's really been 3 years in a row of really good football for D.J. Reed. This past year, played really well, cementing himself as one of the top corners in the NFL. He's an extremely sticky coverage guy, and he plays bigger than he is, because only at 5'9", you would think this is a guy that would struggle playing the boundary. He does not. He makes up for the lack of size with physicality, quickness, and his football IQ, knowing where receivers want to go before they get there. His PFF coverage grades are solid as well. This year, not as good as the prior two, but I still thought he was awesome this year, and we got some advanced analytics to show you that back that up. But in 2023 and 2022, he graded out as a top 25 corner. If the Giants can add a guy like that to their team, it's going to take this defense to another level with Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, and Kayvon Thibodeau. Justin Pennick, a Talking Giants, with some awesome information here on Reed. Shout out to Justin and Bobby. They do awesome stuff. Check them out. Salute. D.J. Reed's metrics are just off the charts, Pennick says. Out of all the corners with 300 covered snaps in 2024, D.J. Reed was number 1 in average separation, number 6 in tight window percentage, number 7 in forced incompletion rate, and number 18 in completion rate allowed. Despite being 5'9", he's got arms over 31 inches, and Pennick, like I'm sure a lot of Giants fans, will be pumped up if he becomes a part of this organization. My question to you guys is this: would you pay D.J. Reed that deal that Jordan Renan was talking about? 4 years, $72 million per year. And that's $18 million per year. I'm not a mathematician. $18 million a year, putting him just outside the top 10 highest paid corners in the NFL. Would you pay him that money? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. I'm a fan of Reed's game, and the Giants, they need to go out and get one. If they pull the trigger on this deal, I'm not going to be upset at all. There's also other corners that they could look at. Remember the tweet we showed you earlier from Pretty Ricky, a.k.a. Slick Rick? The Giants are reportedly already having conversations with agents of Byron Murphy, Carlton Davis, and Charvarius Ward. Let's talk about those guys before we bounce on out of here. Byron Murphy having his best season in the NFL this past year with the Minnesota Vikings, and he, like Reed, is looking to go out and get a bag this offseason. At 27 years old, he knows now is the time to cash in on all of the solid play that he's put out on the football field. He graded out in coverage via Pro Football Focus at a 72.6, 36 out of all corners in the NFL. And it was by far his highest grade of his career. 77, not a rank, 77th, 90th, 87th, 145, and 36. He's a good corner. I think he's going to get paid a little bit too much. Of the corners we're talking about on today's show, he probably ranks third for me when it comes to how interested I am in them. Carlton Davis is a name that we haven't talked about a lot on this channel. The 6'1" corner who played with the Lions last year, had his best season in the NFL in quite some time, and he is someone that's also going to get paid. Look, corners, they get a lot of money now in free agency, and when you're graded out as a top 38 corner, meaning you're almost a CB1, you're going to get paid. And he was a part of a defense prior to the injuries that was one of the best in the NFL. He showed he could play on a winning defense. He's tough, and he's also a leader. And maybe that could help the Giants with a guy like Deontay Banks. My guy, though, is Charvarius Ward, the 28-year-old, 6'1", 196-pound corner who's played with the Chiefs, and he's also played with the San Francisco 49ers. He had a bad year this year. He also had some awful stuff happen to him and his family this year, and he's talked about it publicly. His 1-year-old baby passed away tragically. He said whenever he's in the West Coast, it gives him awful, traumatic feelings, and he wants to move out of there. And he thinks that, I bet, if he moves, he can get back to the player he was, which in 2022 and in 2023, he was a top 15 corner in the NFL. In 2023, he was an all-pro, making him a top 5 corner in the NFL. The Pro Football Focus grades when it comes to coverage, they show that. And the stats and the production in the box score from 2022 and 2023, they paint the picture as well that this guy is a physical corner that can guard receivers on the boundary, and he is someone that has elite ball skills. In 2021, 10 pass breakups. 2022, 11 pass breakups. 2023, 23 pass breakups and 5 interceptions. Charvarius Ward is number 1 on my big board of corners I want, with D.J. Reed right behind him. Spotrac, they came out with market value predictions of what these guys could be looking to get in free agency. Byron Murphy coming in at the highest number at $22.1 million per year. Ward right behind him at 15.3 and D.J Reed, at 14.7. Carlton Davis just shy of 14. Then guys like Rasul Douglas and Asante Samuel and Paulson Adebo at $11 million. Of Douglas, Samuel, and Paulson Adebo, I'll call those guys the tier 2 corners. Paulson Adebo is my guy. I was actually trying to get the Giants to trade for him early on in the offseason last year. And if you're looking for a cheap slot, Nate Hobbs, you might be able to get him for what they say at $2.9 million. Of the 4 corners that we talked about on today's video, which one do you want to see on the Giants? Is it Murphy? Is it Davis? Is it Ward? Or is it D.J. Reed, the ex-New York Jet? Sound off for me down below. And make sure you are subscribed and you're following me on social media. The first place you'll hear about any Giants moves next week or tonight or tomorrow or Sunday is on my Twitter, @MarshallGreed_. And give me a follow on Instagram for more short-form content.